Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we have a interesting tier list here. We're going to do the aura of people. Aura has been a big word for a lot of people, and it's not always meaning that you're the best or you have the best gimmick. It's just that you go in there and you do some crazy things, and either it's in game like your ring work is amazing, or your gimmick is amazing, or you got that perfect blend of being whatever over with the crowd. And I think we got some pretty solid choices here. So we're gonna go with aura at the top. Is just the people that like just radiate it. Sunlight, like it's bright. You can definitely feel it. Great. This is like overall just one of those great wrestlers. But put she exists is just basically she's there. She's not doing anything. And okay, it's just maybe it's just too early to tell. Maybe there's nothing there, but we won't know yet. So yeah, so we're just gonna jump right into it. This has some NXT people and some new people, so we'll have Julia obviously right off the bat. I'm gonna skip over the announcers because it doesn't really matter, and the GMs, and yeah, we're just gonna start from there. So Julia right off the bat. If you watch a lot of her wrestling in Japan, which if you're not aware of, does not help you here at all because it does seem like she has no aura because you don't know her. But if you see anything that Julia's done, and hopefully she brings that same thing to the WWE, there's going to be a lot of craziness and she's going to be very well over. I'm going to put her up into Sunlight right now. I just feel like she's definitely, I feel like one of the most over and like aura inducing wrestlers, but because we haven't seen it in WWE. We don't know if that's going to translate there, and I think that's my only caveat to her because obviously I feel like she should be towards the top. Then we're going to go with what is it? Adriana Rizzo. She's kind of just a background person. I'm gonna have to just put okay. There's not really much of an aura because she doesn't have much of a character. She's just there. I feel like there needs to be more, and I think that's just gonna take some time. Alba Fire with the witches. I feel like the witches overall are pretty decent. I'll put it over here. I feel like there's a vibe to it, but I'm not sure if it's exactly what I want. Also, with these tier lists, I like to try to put as many as equal as possible to just kind of make it a little bit more difficult to like, oh, is this person really over all other people in the category? If not, I can slide them down. So the witches might go up a little bit higher, but I have a feeling it's going to be like one of those things that like it's a gimmick that works, but I don't know if it's going to be anything that long term. Alexa Bliss, depending on what kind of gimmick you like of her, I think she's just overall great. I think she probably still has a lot of good work left in her that could really put her over even further up. But I don't really like a vision, just kind of like an aura around her, at least right now. Ring announcer, Ariana Grace. I don't think she's that bad. I think like she kind of has that gimmick down there, and I think it would eventually be a little bit better, but I don't see it working long term. So I'm just gonna put it okay. Asuka is the definition of an aura wrestler, especially when they're NXT days, and obviously like in the not Judgment Day, God, Damage Control, and a lot of stuff after that, or like in between. Yeah, I mean she's a definition of an aura wrestler to me, and that's why I like her so much. So yeah, definitely to the top tier. We'll go BFAB. I don't think there's really much right there. She's obviously used as a like manager type thing, and that's about it. She kind of had a little bit when they had the Final Testament, but they kind of dropped that pretty fast. So, yeah. Next up is Blair Davenport. She goes in waves, and I think she's starting to start building it back up. But I'm gonna put her with her Witcher friends and put her down into She Exists. I think there's more to come. I think Blair Davenport will be higher on the list the more we see her. But right now, it's not been all good. I guess is the best way of saying it. Bailey, I think, is definitely another one that's just great. I don't really necessarily feel that. I mean, at least for me, I think she's a great wrestler. She's a great matches, but there isn't like something that just draws me to Bailey, at least in that aura thing that we're kind of going off of. You kind of sometimes just have to feel like a vibe with it. Next up is Bianca. I feel like last year she would have been like towards the top. I feel like she's definitely lost a little bit, but she's also helping Jade Cargill go over, and I think that will eventually, once they get into that feud of them two, I think that will put her right back into that main stage of being just a main eventer. Um, I think it's like Reese. I think Brickley Reese or something like that. She's okay. She still needs some time. I don't really feel much of anything for her either way. Candice LeRae was more of a an aura type wrestler in NXT, and it's definitely fallen out of that. I really hope that they give her another run. I feel like her best thing would to bring her down to NXT and have a really good run down there, and then just let her go back up. I think it would work. I'll put her up. She exists because I think there is something still there, but we need to see it. Carly, pretty brand new. Can't really judge too much on it. Carmella, honestly, I've never really vibed with Carmella's fame, but she just at least had something. So I'll put her down here. It's more of a personal opinion than anything. Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is great. I just never have been like a huge fan. I recognize her as a great wrestler, recognize her as a great champion and all that, but she's just she doesn't really scream anything different other than just being like Ric Flair's daughter, like at least aura wise. But yeah, Chelsea Green, I think is just a really great gimmick, great everything. She had some really great matches in indie scenes. If you've seen like the Penta match, that really would put her in that aura up here. But I feel like she's just a whole bop and a half, so it works out pretty nicely. Cora Jade, I feel like she had the momentum for it, but she kind of lost it getting hurt. I'm gonna put she's in exists. I think we kind of need her back before we can really judge more on her. Dakota Kai, I think, is another one that just has lost a lot of what she goes, and she goes in such waves. I'll put her in great because like she has that opportunity to do that, but I think it's just her lack of opportunity that's given has made her kind of in that category where she's hovering before like between everything. Palmer, I'll put her towards the bottom. Electa Lopez, put her towards the bottom. Fallon Henley, I honestly have like I look at Fallon Henley and I think she can be really great someday, and I think she's on that thing. So I'm gonna put her here because I think she's rising up, but it's gonna be a little bit. Gigi Dolan is somebody that I feel like definitely should be up way higher, but like they don't use her, and like I think she might be hurt now, or if she's not hurt, they just don't use her at all. So I'm just gonna put she exists. I feel like they've kind of dropped the ball with her. Another one that I feel like that is like that is Indy Hartwell. I think she just had that thing down in NXT and it just didn't ever coordinate to the main roster. Isla Dawn, I'll also put her next to her friend. I feel like Isla Dawn almost has a little bit better one. Alba Fire is like if you see her stuff when she was in UK NXT, awesome stuff. Really could put her up higher, but then they dropped all that by putting her in the tag team that has a really good vibe, but I feel like is just also just kind of there in certain ways. Even though they're the tag team champions, I don't think we've really gotten that like signature of them yet, and hopefully we do because we just haven't really got it on the main roster yet. Ivy Nile is pretty good. I think it just kind of depends on what happens with the American Maid, if she's going to be part of that and what she does in there. I think that could really turn her character a lot better. So I'll put she exists. I think she's better than just okay. So I think that works pretty well. Io Sky is Aura. I mean, her stuff in Japan, even just recently going back, is amazing. Everything she does in those matches is just, it's been insane lately. And I think that really, really just shows her aura there. Izzy Dame, not really a big fan yet. Jace, I kind of think I just put her in okay. I don't really like the whole undashing thing. I think it didn't really work. Shakara Jackson, I think, is starting to get a lot better. I'll put she exists. The bottom's starting to fill up a little bit, but I feel like it kind of happens. Jasmine also put her. A lot of the NXT people are kind of like that because they haven't gotten that extra time, but I think they are on their way. And yeah, so I think there'll be some time where they'll get that extra opportunity. Jade Cargill is the definition of aura. She just has that big game vibe and like that big time vibe. I've always really liked her, and I was so pumped for her to go into WWE. I feel like her start hasn't been the greatest, but I think with the work that she's working with Bianca, and like I think both of them will be in that upper echelon for a long time, and hopefully be good rivals. Jada Parker is slowly growing into like a lot better like aura type wrestler. I think we'll probably get more of her sooner than later, and she's gonna have this match with um, Roxana Perez very soon. I think that will also help her. I'll put her a little bit higher than some of the other ones. Kairi Sane, even though she's kind of dipped a little bit because of like being in damage control and not getting as much screen time and stuff, she just still is just a great aura wrestler. Got to put her up towards the top. Always going to be a fan. Carmen Petrovic is also one of those people that like I look at and I feel like she's going to do a lot of good things, but she just needs some more time. I'm not going to put her in. She exists. I think like she's there. She's a little bit higher than some of the other ones. but I think that she's on her way for a lot better stuff. Casey too, they're really great, but I don't know. I don't feel like I feel like their time has passed. I feel like we're gonna have a little bit more in this middle one. I was trying to make it even, but I feel like I'm being a little picky. But I think it's gonna make sense later on. Um, I feel like maybe I can move around a little bit. Maybe I can change it up. I'll put Julia higher. I feel fine with that. I could move Alexa Bliss up a little bit. I think that'll be good for now. Keanu Jordan, I have never really connected fully with her, but I think she's starting to like when she gets this title going and starting to work on it. I think she'll be a lot better. Keanu James, I think we need more. Lash Legend had some really good stuff when she grabbed Otis. That was so great. Liv Morgan, I think she's at the top of her game right now. You got to put her at the very top of everything. Lola Vice is really solid. I think just that one promo that she cut with Roxanne Perez cut her down a lot more, but I think if you give her more time, she's going to be a lot better. We'll put her up here. Lyra Valkyrie. I honestly think Lyra is going to get pushed more and more, and I like what they're doing with her. Um, let's move Bailey. Let's move this up here. I think maybe we'll move this more of like a up and coming. So we'll put. I feel like pretty solid to put those in there. Um, yeah, I feel like that's pretty great because I feel like these wrestlers are a bop and a half, and I think they're going to be work out pretty well. Next up is Maxine Perez. Maxine Perez. Wow, God, Maxine Dupree. She's there. I think she lost a lot of her steam. I think last year she was really getting in there, but it just didn't work out. Meacham. Meacham's done amazing lately, and I think she is doing exactly what we knew she could do, and we need more of it. I'm gonna put her in great. I feel like she's on her way to, if they continuously keep using her like that, to be up in that great category for a long time. Naomi's the same way. Honestly, Naomi's a little bit higher. I really do feel like she has an aura around her, and it works out pretty nicely. I think I'll move Bianca up a little bit. I mean, Bianca still has that strength, and just seeing her in the ring, it just feels like she's gonna win no matter what. So I definitely think we can slide her up. Nia Jax, she's starting to get that monster abilities back, so we're gonna put her in great. Um, God, Natalia, she's okay. Honestly, she exists, but like, she still has like that name recognition. Right now, Nikki Cross is going to be at the top. I mean, everything she's doing with the wide stick is just really cool, and she doesn't even need to wrestle, so that's just how good it is. Um, Nikita Lyons, I'll put her in here. She's kind of currently hurt, so she has it. But when she comes back, she automatically just has everybody's attention. Piper Nevin could easily have been up here in the top two categories, but I think she's just completely fallen off. She got that one great push and got the great PLE, and that's it. Rhea Ripley is the definition of an aura wrestler. Everything about her, she's so over. The crowd loves her. Everybody loves her. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Um, Roxanne Perez. I missed Miss Raquel. Great. I think she has that, and she has being the NXT champion down there. And I think the rivalry she's about to get with Julia and Stephanie, I think will also progress her like superstar abilities. So I'll put her in there. Actually, I'll put her a little higher because she does have a lot. Like she is main roster ready. She just needs to have this last year under her belt. We'll put Raquel up there. When Raquel's healthy and can go out there and wrestle, she's one of the best, and it definitely shows. She's got that strength and all that. Scarlett is one of those weird ones that I think her vibe works really well. Like I think everything about her and like the management style, I want to put her up in great because she works really well with the gimmick and stuff. And obviously she doesn't get to wrestle. I wish she kind of got some more matches, and maybe she doesn't like wrestling as much, but I think it'd be great to put her in there. Sonya Deville just isn't it for me. She's hopefully in this group they'll get her pushed over more, but just not it. Stephanie is one of my favorites. I'm gonna have to put her up there at the top because like once she comes in there, she's gonna be her, and she's gonna have some really crazy matches down there. And I think her and Perez are gonna tear the roof off. And if they decide to put her in the North American thing, I think she's gonna be a long North American champion that we're gonna see for a long time. Stevie Nicks, I just honestly haven't vibed with her. Tatum Paxley, like her last match at Great American Bash was amazing, and if they can continue this with the spookiness and all that, I think you could put her in that great category. I think she's gonna start, pulling up and doing a lot more stuff. Tamina, I'll put her in okay. I don't really have space. Let me dump Tamina back down here. We'll just kind of go over the remaining ones. Soul, I think you could definitely put her in great. The stuff she does is absolutely insane. Um, let's move Naya up a little bit because she is getting a lot more. I think we put Shayna in there. She just has lost a lot. I like what Winnie Chu's doing. I think the Nightmare thing is kind of cool. We'll put that up there. Put Zoe Stark with the rest of her teammates here. We'll skip Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks because we don't know. I mean, obviously Sasha's not on the thing. Tiffany is also really high up there. I think she's definitely getting into that point where she's gonna be a champion, and it's gonna be great. Thea Hale does amazing work down in NXT. I'll put her in the great. Like her character is extremely over, and I put Zelina Vega up there. I think it works really well. I think that's pretty balanced. Obviously, that she exists part is on there. But tell me what you guys think. Who do you think has the most, or just people that you just see and just want to see matches of? Not even if they're good matches, just you want to see them. I think pretty much the top ones are pretty solid for me. Everybody in that second row is also really great. And even in this third row, I'm still fine with seeing matches, seeing them on the screen and doing stuff. And yeah, it's a pretty stacked women's roster, so that's pretty cool. And if you guys have any other video ideas, totally shoot them my way. I've been trying to do some different stuff. I'm still going to get some more match things. I did the Leo Rush one, so if you want to go see that on the channel, please do. Because like the more people interact with it and like it and comment on it, the more I feel like, okay, this is a good thing. And I have a couple more still planned out and ready to go. I just hadn't had the time to do the last part of the filming. And yeah, tell me how you guys feel about this list, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.